So I'm Neiko Rivera. I'm a computer hacker from Illinois, specifically from Oak Park. I went to Oak Park River Forest High School. I skateboard. I know Corey from skateboarding.
Start off by telling us like how you got into programming and like how you transitioned into hacking, I guess.
So in high school, they didn't really offer too many programming classes. I fell into a group of friends that knew a lot of computer stuff, and we'd like to play like a ton of pranks on people. So like you can open a PowerShell and just like shut off hundreds of computers in the classroom. You can shut off the teacher's computer, which is pretty fun. So I think from there it transitioned into in high school. I like installed a rat, which is a virus on the school server at OPRF, and then I was like changing my grades, changing attendance, and I was like, yeah, I was just doing like bad stuff. Then I didn't get caught for that. I got caught I was hosting video game servers on their servers, and then they found out, and then they kind of somehow traced it back to me, but I was making money off the ad revenue for people who joined those servers and watched the ads.
Oh my God.
So I was making like maybe like $100 every like 2 weeks, which is pretty nice. Like in high school, it's fun money, right? Like didn't have a job, so whatever. From there, pretty much I like got in trouble, had to go to the office. They asked me a ton of questions, and I met this really smart dude who was probably part of like some federal agency that I thought I was going to get in a bunch of trouble with. He was like, "No, you can major in this in college and like do all this stuff for a living. Like it pays really well." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds like like a lot of fun." And by paid like really well, I thought he meant like like $60K a year. Then I like go into college, and I'm like, "Oh, you can make $100K a year for this. This is amazing, and it's hilarious." Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's mostly I got into. It's just mostly like friends, fun like research stuff and like hacking stuff at school, OPRF specifically.
So what made you want to really dig deep into actually getting into the nitty-gritty of hacking?
So I didn't know what I wanted to do for college. I was just kind of like messing around with stuff in high school, like maybe pottery or maybe like something artistic, and then I was like, there's no money in that stuff, which sucks, right? Like, I think it's really cool. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll go into teaching. That didn't work out. So I went to like some community college and was studying like a couple random topics. And I found out computer science was like a topic I could go into and look into. So I looked into that, and somebody convinced me to go to security anyways when I got there. So they were like, security is going to be the next big thing. And, you're already focused on it. You're really good at it. And I was like, oh, cool. But I don't want like my fun stuff to like correlate with work stuff, because then it becomes boring, right? So going to security, and everything just kind of like worked out from there. I started like getting scholarships, started becoming like a straight A student, and like all this stuff. So yeah, it's worked out really well, surprisingly.
I guess tell us about the first time you got contacted to travel for all this.
So I went to this big hacking convention in Vegas called DEFCON. And I did a competition called DEFCON's Car Hacking Competition. It's like a huge deal. Pretty much all you do there is you go there. They have like a bunch of what they call like flags, which is like secret codes like hidden inside stuff usually. You go and you like capture those flags by like decrypting something or hacking something. So the physical challenge was like hack into a car, like you're kidnapped, thrown into a car. They legitimately kidnap you. They like tie you up, put a mask over your face, and they like zip tie you pretty much. So you have to escape from zip ties, which pretty much all you do is you go like this. And when they zip tie you, it gives you extra room. So when you go like this, you can slip out. And then plus I have handcuff shivs in my wallet always to like escape from police, which is illegal in Illinois. So cut that. So pretty much I go to that challenge, and I place really well. Like people usually have a team of 6 doing stuff, and I'm a team of 1, and I place 5th. So I get approached by some people that were like, hey, we're trying to run this car hacking event for a company, and they're like paying us to do this stuff. And I've heard of this company before. It's called Bugcrowd. And all they pretty much do is like Bugcrowd hires a bunch of random computer hackers, and they like pretty much say, hack into this site, you get X amount of time to do it, and it's legal, and then we'll pay you to do it. So there's like hundreds of people from around the world usually hacking into this stuff. When I got approached, there's not many car hackers. You're like one of the only people that do this stuff. So like I think it was like one of 10 people that did it and I had just started doing it for 3 months. So they were like, come out and hack hack some cars for this company. I go out to this event and hacking cars, and the company's really cool. Everyone's corresponded very well. I meet one of my best friends there, whose name is Minty, and he's probably one of the most renowned researchers in car hacking, which I didn't know at the time. So we find this like big exploit that affects like 10 years worth of vehicles that we're like able to pretty much just like steal cars off the street in like under 2 minutes. And like these are like $60,000 cars, right? So it's a huge deal. So this company's really happy, and now they just like consistently invite me back to do more stuff and have a lot more fun with different things. So yeah.
So, if you're allowed to say it, was that your first time ever hacking into a car on that first?
So no, but we won't go into the details of the other instances of hacking into cars for like kind of fun and stuff. Though there's like, I'm sure you know what an internet troll is, right?
Like, what do you mean?
So, like, internet trolls are, like, people who, like, play really messed up pranks over the internet. So, like, did you see the billboard hacking thing?
Yeah.
You just, like, cut a clip in this video. Those are pretty much internet trolls. They just do it for, like, the lulz, like, to just mess around. They don't... Well, I mean, there's a partial meaning behind the billboard hacking one. Like, that one's like a 10-year-old thing that everyone has known about for a long time. And companies refuse to fix like billboard signs being hacked for some reason. So there was a serious issue of a botnet going around and infecting stuff called the Mirai botnet. And I assumed that the reason they're hacking these billboards is like they're trying to make a statement saying, hey, these can be hacked. These can be used to attack government websites and like a bunch of other organizations like hospitals and stuff. You should probably fix this. So yeah, I just would hack into cars for fun mostly. And like, I never knew what my limitations were like a year ago. So like hacking into a ton of random things was just kind of, I feel like necessary to try. Mm-hmm. Even like now, there's still like tons of things I still haven't touched. Like I want to hack into planes next. And I've already gotten in contact with a couple of companies about doing that, which would be really cool. Wow. It'd be a pretty big step. I think it communicates the same way as a car. And it also communicates wirelessly. So like, why not, right? So that'd be pretty fun.
Wow. That's really wow. So do you feel like you're developing like a passion for security like over time, or is it just all just kind of just like new and fun?
So I think each time I do something new with security, so like I've always had a passion for security in general, like skateboarding wise, I used to break into places just to skateboard them. I was like the kid that made underground skate park that nobody knew about except like Nick and like 2 other people. And it was pretty much like this whole giant underground space under a Chipotle that you could go into.
Never got to go.
There's no alarms in that building, so it's like super easy to get in there, and I've pretty much disabled like every other security functionality in that building, so like there's literally no way to get caught. Other than that, like it's a pretty good time to like, it was always fun to like break into places, right? So I got older and I was like, like if there's a job to being a criminal, then I'd do that well. And like, I wonder if I could do it legally. So get into security stuff, and every time I like break into something, it's always just like, this is a fun new thing that I've never gotten to like hack into or break into. So like, let's try it. It's always an interesting time. It's like a big challenge usually to like learn it. So you just do like a ton of research on it. Like you mostly just play with it. You find things that like make it work, find something that breaks it, right? And then exploit the thing that breaks it to make it work, if that makes sense.
That's super interesting.
It's mostly just like a process. Like if your camera broke, I'm sure you knew how to like put it all back together, right? So it's the same thing with like anything else. If you study it enough, you'll learn how to put it all back together and take it all apart. Mm-hmm. Just by like learning its ins and outs. It's like the best thing you can do. Computers specifically, right? Like if you know how to build a computer and you know that like a computer has a CPU, a GPU, and like RAM and all this other shit that make it work, mostly everything else does, right? So like it's just, it all looks differently on different components and stuff, or on different levels.
Ask him about Ghost Dog and the kit that he used to break in the car. You've seen that, right?
Which one? When they drive the car remotely, like wirelessly?
No, it was this Ghost Dog. It was a movie. And he would just go up to the car and he had...
Like a box? Yeah. You could do that.
And
It'll lock the car, right?
everything.
Yeah, you can.
Start.
One of my best friends, it's just radio stuff. Like imagine like how your Wi-Fi router works. When you push the button to unlock the door in your car to remote start your car, essentially it's doing it's just going over like a Wi-Fi network, right? But it's just something your phone can access because it travels over a different frequency, right? Yeah, like higher being like 500 hertz or lower being like 2 hertz, which is 2.5 is like Wi-Fi. And
That stuff now.
yeah, there's something called the Blade RF, a Blade RF, or even like a SDR. I think I have one in my bag. I can show you in a minute. There's like these little USBs that you can like record like radio frequencies, and then you can replay it and just throw it at a car. Some cars will unlock and start, whereas like some cars they'll have like this thing called a rolling code, where pretty much you have a number on the car and you have a number on your key fob, and those will keep changing over time. The car will essentially tell the key fob to like verify yourself. I want to make sure you're real, and the key fob will respond with the code. Once you push the button, the key fob just sends the code, and then they do the same challenge type where it's like verify yourself again, blah blah blah. If the code's only like 5 digits long, it's super easy to crack that. So you can generate every possible code, and you can just throw it all at the car at once, and then do anything. Yeah, that's like a legitimate. It's like a legitimate like attack scenario. I have one of this dude on Twitter going up to a door with this white box, and he's scanning for the key in the house, and he's like looking for it, and he gets it, and he gets the car to start and like unlock. It's pretty cool.
Any scary, weird situations that you've gotten into or gotten out of that like you feel comfortable telling the camera like that have to do with hacking?
I got into a fight on the internet with some like random person, and I don't know like who he knew or something. They pretty much like tried to start like a full scale attack on like my life essentially. They were trying to like hack into my accounts. They tried to like DDoS my house. It was like some video game argument too. So pretty much like this dude's friend pretty much told this guy that I like DDoSed him, and then my house started getting DDoSed. So I, called my ISP, my internet service provider, and I was like, yo, change my IP. Someone trying to DDoS my house, whatever. So pretty much this guy's DDoSing me, and I have this firewall, and I set it just to pretty much act like a SIM, and all it does pretty much is when an IP is detected, like sending a bunch of like requests or something, I pretty much just block it. Especially since I'm not using like things like SSH or something random, or like even like internet stuff on my home network. I'm not hosting anything, so I'm just blocking a bunch of IPs essentially, and so it works out well. So then I'm like, okay, let me do my research on this guy. So I dox this guy, and I send all of his information to him pretty much essentially. Like I find like his name, his address, where he lives, all this stuff, and I send it to him. And he doesn't take that too well. So this goes on for like months at a time. And then he targets one of my friends, and then he docks him. And this situation just got out of control. Like it was literally like my friend's internet would go down for like months at a time. And it was just getting to the point where like it was getting bad. Like we were threatening to like get social security numbers, get like all these things, and like see all this information from each other, or even like we were just like talking about doing really bad shit apparently, or essentially, and eventually at the end of it all, we like settled down, became friends, and it was like the weirdest fucking thing I've ever had happen to me. Like now me and this dude like hang out sometimes and talk on IRC, which is like internet relay chat. It's like some old method, or XMPP, which is like encrypted IRC pretty much. And yeah, like that's pretty much it. That was like a weird instance. I think this, and a little bit scary at the time too, because I was just like getting into it, and this was like, oh, I'm already getting into my first fight. Is this how everyone on the internet is? And yeah, no, thank God.
Where do you see this going?
So right now I work at a hospital, and I pretty much just hack in all their systems there. I'm allowed to, thank God, which is really fun. It's a great learning opportunity. It's probably like my first legitimate job outside of like some type of like restaurant or something. And I mean, I make money off the side by like computer hacking. It's super easy. So I make a decent amount of money, but like this job pays me like hella money just to hack into their systems and write reports, which is pretty easy to do, pretty straightforward. So I pretty much set up like an automated system to do all that. In the future, I mean, I want to go and get like my master's degree. I think it'd be pretty cool. I don't really see a reason of doing it. I just want to. There is this big hacking certification, probably the hardest thing I will ever do in my life. It's called the OSCP, and it's the Offensive Security Professional or Certified Professional Training and Certification. I've literally heard of people like quitting their jobs for like a month and taking this exam. So it seems like that would be like the most challenging thing I could do. And then after you get that degree or that certification, you're pretty much set for life. Like you could hack for anyone at that point. You could red team for anyone. So
Wow.
yeah. So I think that's probably maybe like 2-3 months. I'm gonna try the OSCP. One of my friends is doing it now. So yeah. Take a break from work or something if it's that necessary, or school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But right now I'm undergrad, so I'm just in school studying and trying to get out of college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. You got scholarships, so you don't really have to worry about like debt or anything like that. Right?
Yeah, that was really lucky. I think having like a government organization pretty much pay for school just for like sponsoring your work was awesome. They didn't like our project outcome, so we did. So I can talk about this now because fuck them. We pretty much did a thing on voting machine hacking, and one of our professors just wanted us to do it, so we were doing it for fun mostly. So we got a voting machine from a friend who knows a friend who got it off a train, or something like that, and we pretty much hacked into the voting machine, and we proved that like you could commit voter fraud on like a massive scale in like one state or one region. So exactly, right? So that's our faces too. It's really easy, and most of the voting machines that we had run on this one ran specifically on Windows XP, which is really stupid. The other ones we have run on like embedded Windows 8 and like 8.1, maybe 8.1. Those are also awful, and you can also modify data on those. So, like, we might do, like, a prank on the U.S. one day and be like, vote for President Dick Butt, and then have a bunch of hackers vote for them and then hack into a bunch of voting machines across the network. But none of us are trying to go to jail soon, so it was just an idea. Yeah. Like the Harambe thing, like 8-year-old kids did the vote for Harambe thing in, like, a different state, if you don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fucking hilarious.
8-year-old kids.
I don't know if they were 8. They were like preteens though. Yeah. They weren't even like in high school yet, and they were like hacking voting machines. Wow. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, yeah, this is like eye-opening stuff for like anyone who's like not in this circle.
Security. Yeah.
This is like I'm like, whoa. I guess since we're on the topic of game changers, is there anything that you are allowed to talk to, like, or talk about that's like anything that's kind of on that scale of
voter fraud? Yeah. I mean, maybe not even voter fraud. There's like tons of other things that you could hack into that affect like massive things. I have a couple friends hacking into the GSM network, which is pretty much like your cell phone network. Mm. And they pretty much have access to anyone that uses GSM at this point. Like, they can literally view and modify traffic on every cellular network. They could, like, view phones within, like, a big fucking radius of Illinois. Like, almost all of Illinois is covered by it. There's been instances of people hacking into satellites. Those people I'm friends with, they're really cool. They've, like, said hi to astronauts before. One of them was on the news for it. It's pretty funny. Yeah. I have another friend that literally hacks. Okay, so you know how you can jailbreak iPhones? He's the one who made the jailbreaks for iPhones. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's really weird, though. I don't get to talk to him much. When I do, he's always, like, just a strange guy to talk to. To not get sued by Apple, he pretty much had to recreate all of Apple by hand on a fucking iPhone, which is, like, insane. So, like, all the code you see in the Apple phones, and especially when you jailbreak your phone, he wrote all of that code again just so he wouldn't get sued. And I'm pretty sure he's still getting sued from them, but they have no legitimacy on that. So that probably won't go through. So, like, anything... So I'm pretty much at the scale, like, anything that goes to the GSM network, hackable. We're working on CDMA, which is, like, GSM would be like Sprint, AT&T, and like a couple other companies like Boost, fucking all those companies. CDMA would be like Verizon, AT&T, and a bunch of other companies, like pretty much everything else. And then like some government stuff over here, which would be cool to try at least. I have other friends working on that, so, you know, like your phones aren't safe. Cars aren't safe, especially like new smart cars. I've been asked like a number of times to like go and hack into smart cars for companies, and I could pretty much tell you it's like the easiest thing in the world right now. Especially cars that have like a thing called V2V, which is something they're trying to push out, which is vehicle-to-vehicle communication. Essentially, cars just communicate with each other. Like in case of an accident, a car will say, "There's an accident here. Like reroute these guys differently and call 911." Working on exploits for that. So I'm pretty much going to hack like maybe in the future like hundreds of thousands of cars at once, which would be awesome. Most cars just communicate over like the cellular network now. Still pretty easy to hack though because we already own the cellular network. What else have I hacked into? That's like pretty massive scale. Oh, SCADA systems, so like nuclear power plants. So me and my friends got to hack into a couple of SCADA systems. This was fucking awesome. I never knew how to do it before until I took a class at school. One of our teachers bought a SCADA system and was like, "Here, have fun with this for like a week." So we made like this fake power plant, and we were like, "Oh, this is connected to a couple centrifuges, and this is connected to a couple fans. Like, turn off the fans, centrifuges overheat, boom goes the nuclear power plant." Right? So I think we got the idea from something called Stuxnet, which actually, I don't think it blew up a power plant. I think it got really close to blowing up a power plant. It was made by like the U.S. and like Israel or something. Yeah, so we got the idea from that. So we were messing around with that, and then we just hack those. And at DEFCON in the same car hacking village, they have like power plant hacking village and like grid hacking village and stuff. So like hacking electrical grids and like I think they're called like ICs or something, or IC2. It's pretty much like the big power banks that like control the power grid. They let you hack into those there too. So I've gotten to try that, and that was pretty fun. I think the real question is like, what have I not gotten to hack into? Well, I still haven't made a botnet yet. That's on the list of things I want to do, but I can't do it legally. And a botnet's pretty much like you infect like hundreds of thousands of computers, and if you want to like use all those computers for whatever you want, you create a botnet to give you access to all of them. They all communicate to like one computer that's their like god, master, overlord. You just tell them what to do and they do it. Whoa. Yeah, I want to do that. That'd be kind of fun. Wow. Yeah, so I've pretty much like hacked in almost everything. I just got to like, I'm starting to get to the end of the field, I feel like, where like there's not much else to do other than go into like cryptography, which is like mathematics and maybe physics, which is something I'm not really good at. So...
Yeah, cryptography and have you like? I guess it's harder like if you get into like blockchain and all that. That's probably like hard to hack kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like distributed databases isn't too hard to hack. There's actually attacks for like blockchains. There's like I want to say it's like the 80% attack, which is pretty much like you take control over the entire blockchain, essentially. I think you like push, essentially all you do is like you push some malicious code onto a blockchain because it's pushed by a vote. If they vote for the malicious code, you take over the entire blockchain and you just kill that blockchain. You sell everything off real fast, steal everyone's coins and sell it. For like
the 51% attack.
51%. There you go. Yeah. That's an awesome like attack vector. I think that's cool. What else is there? I've had one person actually do it to smaller chains that he just like didn't like. It's actually one of my bosses at my old job. He's a really cool dude as well.
You just hack some shit coins.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I mean, you just steal a bunch of it and then they just shut down. Like it's not hard usually. You can hack into like the distribution place essentially and just like take all of those, and now you own like the biggest portion of it. Yeah, like I think Coinbase owns the biggest portion of Bitcoin and Litecoin and like some other like coins. Yeah, I don't know. I made a ton of money off that in high school too. It worked out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and my friends were mining it in high school, and then like we stopped just because it was like, it was a good like fun math project. Essentially, it was like, how fast can we mine these blocks, right? And then how fast can we authenticate these blocks to see if they're real coins? Turns out pretty slow, but still pretty fun to try. The only reason we stopped legitimately, I think at the end was like we had some GPUs malfunction and just like die completely. So we sold those on eBay and some loser bought them. So we kind of scammed them, which is really scummy of us, but teenagers, whatever. So I think like last year when Bitcoin went up to like 20K, we were like, holy shit, does somebody have access to the fucking Bitcoin you mined? We had a ton of money in there. I was like, dude, I'm going to buy a fucking house at this point. Right? So, yeah, like we're talking about like a shit ton of money. And then, so I withdrew it last year, and then I got fucking screwed on my taxes this year. I was so sad.
Jeez.
I owe like half of that money back to the government now.
Damn.
Yeah, so we'll see if they get that.
Jesus.
I haven't hacked the IRS. I haven't hacked my credit. That would be cool, but I'm not a fucking savant like some people are. Like there's some people that talk about crazy stuff. So, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's the future though. Like hacking like bigger stuff, maybe. Mm-hmm. If I get into like a big enough group, like a bunch of smart dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's skating and stuff?
It's been going great, man.
I feel like Oak Park is so dead when it comes to skating now. It's so sad.
I wish like more people were actually skating, man.
Yeah.
It's messed up. It's like there used to like be spots. There's like not even spots anymore, man.
Yep. Yeah. So. It actually fucking sucks ass. I literally go to Fopo, nobody there anymore. Go to Stevenson, like a couple people there just because the helmet roll's gone.
Yeah. Fucking
go to like spots downtown. Nobody's skating these spots anymore. I see like random scrubs skating and they like suck ass, and I'm like, well, at least you're doing it, man. Like, yeah. I'm happy there's somebody out there skating. Like,
dude, there's been so many days where I'm just downtown all day skating, and like we don't see anybody else.
I swear, dude.
Makes no sense.
Oh my god! And then you have like Grant, which is cool, but like,
it's pretty bad.
I fucking hate Grant so much now. I hated Grant actually since they put that fucking quarter pipe against the wall, and then the box is like 4 feet away. That sucks ass. I had so many fun tricks I wanted to do on that. I tried my backflip though. I tried my backflip at Wilson. That shit did not work out. It was awesome. I had so much fun.
Damn.
I gotta attempt it again next summer probably. I need to work out more for it. For sure. For sure. Like, I ate fucking shit. I landed on my feet, but I got lucky.
Damn, that shit's fucking sounds insane.
Yeah. I did.
Wow.
I'm a big bowl skater now. After I like broke my leg, fucking got hit by that car and was like, well, I'm always sticking to ramp stuff. Like, can't street skate anymore.
Shit, I didn't even know you got hit by a car.
Yeah, I fucking was on the way home from Terrion's house, like after skating at Asylum at like some half pipe thing, and got like a free board. On my way home, I fucking like cross the street. This car like runs a red light and just fucking smashes me, dude. Jumped right before it hit me, clipped my leg, did like a couple flips, hit the ground, and had to wait for an ambulance. I thought my leg was fine. I tried to stand up and like fucking collapsed. I made it so much worse. Oh.
Dude.
Yeah. Whoa. So I have like a big scar from like here to here. I have like a bunch of other scars where they like put bolts in to like put the pipe into my leg to hold my bones together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's a good time though, and fucking, I mean, not getting hit by a car, but like the like recovery after, like going back into skating and like kind of starting from like scratch again was really fun. I thought that was awesome. It was like being in junior high school again, and like trying to skate. That was sick. That was a great time. Yeah. I think that's what pushed me more into like the academic side too, because back then I was like, I just want to skate. Like that's all I want to do. Fuck everything else. Yeah, that definitely pushed me more into like, there's some other stuff out there that isn't skating. That's kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, dude. I need people to skate with. Skating with Nick is like fun, but he doesn't skate much anymore. Trying to get him to skate more, but we just don't hang out enough because he goes to UIC and I go to DePaul. So it's just distance.
I wish I could skate with Nick more too, man. Shit.
Yeah, dude. He's fucking awesome to skate with. He's so fun.
Yeah.
We like skate Fopo and Wilson randomly. Do you know Kenton?
I vaguely know him.
He did like the 5-0 laser flip off the like bench. He's fucking like crazy good now. He does like backside lay flips over the fucking hip at Stevenson. He's nuts. Damn, or the pyramid.
I don't think I know him. Shit.
Yeah, dude, you should skate with him for sure. Like, I think I don't know, he records with, like, Chuck and, fucking somebody else. JJ Powell, who's, like, some pro scooter kid. It's really funny, actually. We just meme on him all day. We're like, fuck you, scooter kid, at every park we go to.
I don't know who Kitten is. Anyone who knows who Kitten is, comment. I don't know.
That Kenton's awesome.
Tag him.
Yeah. Nick's a fucking loser. Fuck that kid.
Nick Bozanovich needs to skate more, but it's all good.
We skate. I don't know. He's a good bowler, though.
He's a pro bowler.
Practically. Like,
I might have to interview Nick about bowling.
At some point, right? Like, before he goes professional.
That could be pretty fun, actually.
Yeah. Nick, we brought you down here not to talk about your skateboarding, but to talk about your bowling.
Yeah.
The real stuff. He's also pretty good at computer programming.
Really?
Yeah, he like has created like hardware stuff. UIC teaches like a hardware course. My school teaches like a networking and computer hacking course, and we're like big rivals when we like go to competitions and stuff. Although his team sucks usually. I hope he joins their team because he's way better than every other kid on their team. He's making like he's like making his own door lock or something, like smart door lock, I think, where you put your finger on it and it unlocks the door. And like he's trying to work with like Bluetooth stuff maybe. I gotta ask him about some hardware stuff. I suck at hardware stuff sometimes. Yeah, that would be really cool to get into. Make like a product and then sell it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah. I try to make a skateboarding product where like you put this little computer on the bottom of your skateboard, do a kickflip, and it like tells you what trick you did. And then from there, it could like adjust your tricks or like tell you what to do to adjust your tricks, like pop harder or something. Like this is how far off the ground it got. And like we felt this in the air. This is how fast it spun. Like things like that. I thought it was a cool idea. It's really hard to make though.
Yeah, just need some pretty good sensors.
Oh, we had all the sensors. I had like good gyroscope and stuff, all that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like translating the data.
To like, it's like what data is useful mostly, yeah. It's mostly just about figuring that out. I have not cracked that at all. I suck at all that. I'm just good at breaking shit. That's all I'm good at, dude. And just go into a place, fucking break a window. It's like hacking a computer, duh.
Moving forward to hacking for the greater good.
Yeah. Greater good. Sure. Whatever's just like the funnest path mostly. Like whatever's funnier. I mostly just like hacking the stuff to like. So I think the big reason me and my friends kind of stick with car hacking, we make money off of it, isn't because we make money off of it. It's mostly because we could take an Xbox controller, connect it to the car, and then drive it with the fucking Xbox controller. That shit is fucking hilarious to do. Or we can make the car like dance, open up all its doors and shit. It's awesome. I love doing that shit. It's so fun.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
But yeah.
I would have never imagined. But this is only things that we're probably going to see more of in the future.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to post more about it too. Like I want to, but I'm not allowed to like take pictures of the things I'm attacking yet. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get to that point where like if I have enough status behind me, I can fucking just like do whatever I want. Like Elon Musk shit. Who I've also asked to hack into his car multiple times and he has not responded. Elon Musk, let me hack into your cars, please. I know you're fucking watching like the shit I do already, so.
Let him hack a Tesla, man.
For real, dude.
Dude, it'll be for your own benefit.
I've already had 3 friends do it, dude. Just come on.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's gotta go down.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that question too, but it just kind of came up naturally. So.
What, Elon Musk?
If you're just gonna, if you've ever like hacked a Tesla or.
So I have friends do it. I have a bunch of attacks that I know are gonna work. And I just want to try them because I need a physical car to test it on. I don't want to buy a Tesla. I don't want to steal somebody else's because that's illegal. I could, but I don't want to. I have a couple of really fun ideas for it, and I haven't gotten to test them out yet. And I've asked him in person to do it, and he mostly gave me a response of like, haha, you're funny. Not yet. And I was like, all right, well, fucking whatever. The company I actually let me hack the cars the first time, they work with Tesla specifically. So I had one of them ask him, and they were like, it's in the works. And I'm like, yes.
Heck yeah. I mean, persistence is key, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's like, man, this kid's asking so many times. Okay, fine.
Exactly, dude. So I already know like a bunch of attack vectors because they showed the manufacturing process of their Tesla in a video through like was it KPMG? He's pretty much like a tech YouTuber. He went to their factory and he was showing the manufacturing process, and I was like, holy shit, so that's how they install that. What are those wires over there? Wait, I know exactly what those wires are. I can steal almost every Tesla because those wires are exposed. I need to test that first. I don't have a car to do it on. I already know it's going to work though, so it's like, I don't need to test it. I can just send them right up and they'd probably be like, yeah, it's legitimate, and we know it's there, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that'd be cool.
This stuff is all so foreign to me, and I'm sure it's foreign to like 99% of the people who are going to be watching this.
Oh, I guess I should also add a disclaimer. Car hacking and like general hacking is stupid easy. There are so many things out there that make it stupid fucking easy. If you know like a little bit of programming, I'm not the best programmer. I don't get straight A's in school. I have a full ride through college, though, thank God. But hacking anything is just like pretty fucking simple if you like put your mind to it and read a couple of books on it. And mostly assembly books about like how computers work. Anything with reverse engineering helps. Yeah. Bugcrowd, shout out here making videos.
Yeah, any
whatever.
shout outs, man.
Bugcrowd, gang shit. Hack the Planet. That's a hacking group I'm in. Oh wait, actually, I think I have the card in my pocket.
Sweet.
It's not really it's not a legit card. It's just like kind of a fucking meme. Oh, it's not in here. That's sad. It's like the coolest thing I own. Fuck, that sucks. Well, this is the thing to unlock the underground skate park. This is my key for it. You just slide it in between the door, and it pulls on the lock. They installed their locks backwards. Fucking dumbasses.
Damn.
Yeah. I had some cool cards. I'll find them next time. Send you a picture of them. It's pretty much just like an antenna, and when it goes through the airport, an X-ray will hit it, and then it'll blast a middle finger up at the X-ray.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, so it'll magnify a middle finger up on the screen, and I usually get asked to fucking step aside, and they frisk me and shit.
Damn.
It's pretty funny. It's like the best. You can see like just an antenna, and it like takes power just from like the energy from the X-ray. It's really fucking funny. Yeah. One of my friends made that from Thugcrowd. It's pretty sick. But yeah. Yeah, any other questions?
I mean, wow. I mean, it's just like, you're just doing it for fun. It's amazing, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, dude.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's money in it. Like, I guess that's a reason to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's great that it's just like something that you just think is fun, and like you're just
dude,
keeping it going, and it's becoming something completely unexpected.
Yeah, it's been pretty great so far. Everyone I've met so far too is like super nice, really chill, pretty fucking great dudes. Like all the dudes from the hacking group Thugcrowd are just like the coolest fucking people ever. Like I go in there and I like talk shit, and then they just like come up with awesome like ideas and projects to work on, and then we just do like there's these fun competitions called CTFs again, which pretty much like hack something, get a flag, whatever, like break a code on something, get a flag. Doing that with them and just like drinking beers is pretty fun. There's a great one, and I think one of our members is actually in this competition every year. It's hacking history. And if you answer questions wrong, you lose points. If you answer questions right, you don't lose any points. And if you don't answer the question, you don't lose points, but you don't gain points either somehow. So they go up on stage at Vegas, and they just drink beers the entire time. And they get asked questions, they just go, don't say anything. And they usually win every year, so it's pretty funny. Those guys are awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I do.
Everyone follow this guy on Instagram. Follow Neiko. There could be a very, interesting update in the future.
Yeah.
There will be.
Hacking cars or planes. That'd be fun. Satellites.
Trains.
Spaceships.
Yeah.
Fucking aliens.
Hacking the aliens.
Hacking aliens.
Bringing them here.
Master Blaster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything is possible. You heard the man.
Yeah. Yep.
That's great.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, man. That was fun.